Did you know if you drop a like and subscribe in the next 5 seconds, nothing will happen but it will put a giant smile on my face? Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 5 officially only has 7 days remaining of it being the current season, so make sure before it ends you get into level 225 or as close to it as possible. Lucky enough for me, I unlocked the 0 Point Menace style before it goes, and speaking of it going, what's next? Well, obviously the Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 6 update, and in today's video, considering there's been so many leaks, whether it's recent or things from the past that are now making a forefront appearance, and with Fortnite themselves revealing perhaps a collaboration in collaboration season itself next being Marvel x DC potentially, as they've not only confirmed that DC will be playing a large role in this next season in terms of changes on the island, but with them also putting out there so many Ant-Man storyline secrets and how he's involved or perhaps been on the island longer than expected, I figured we couldn't leave this video any longer today, so for that reason make sure you're sticking around and watching the full thing. Whilst you're sat back relaxing too, don't forget to hit the big red button as we're posting intel based videos for Season 6 on the lead up to it, and so much content when the new season releases, and 70% of you aren't subscribed. This, believe it or not, is a big deal as I give 5 subscribers every single day, and that means if you're not subscribed, you're one of the 70% of people that aren't eligible to receive a gift, which will include tons of Season 6 Battle Passes every single day when it releases. And considering I'm able to do this, I ask you guys for one favour in return, and that's to enter code FriendlyMachine right now inside the Fortnite item shop. As an Epic partner, this is literally the best thing you can do to support me as a creator, and if you let me know down below in the comments that you're using my code, your comment could not only receive a heart, but be shown on screen like these amazing subscribers in the very next video. But of course, it doesn't just stop there in terms of being shown on screen. If you want to be shown gifted, perhaps even in the very next video too, make sure you subscribe into the channel with all notifications turned on, and then comment your Epic Games ID down below, so perhaps, like I said, one of these lucky 5 could be you even in the very next video. But with that said, now let's dive into everything that's going to be updated into the game brand new in the 16.00 or Chapter 2 Season 6 updates. Okay, so the first thing to mention, despite Season 6 releasing on the 16th of March, as it's not going to be delayed with this update 16.00 Season 16 or Chapter 2 Season 6, whatever you want to refer to it as, being put onto the staging servers. Believe it or not, Epic Games aren't done with Season 5 yet, as they're actually giving us a free skin or a chance to earn a free skin literally 2 days before this season releases in itself, and this is the Trinity Challenge, only available however to EU players. They tweeted out this today: never stand still and never back down. For all of our EU players out there, we're partnering with 3/Wintray to bring you the Fortnite Trinity Challenge. Get your trio ready for a chance to earn the new Trinity Trooper outfit, and for more details on how you earn this, you need to basically board the battle bus with your trio, play up to 10 matches in 3-hour tournament windows, which obviously will reward the top scoring players in these 10 games or 3-hour period, this outfit with its selectable style. And despite it kinda sucking that this is region locked, don't worry, because there's tons of free things upcoming like the PlayStation Celebration Pack, this very cheap and new starter pack bundle in Season 6, but most importantly, in case you forgot, the Battle Pass, as yes, the Fortnite Crew subscription, if you're still subscribed this month anyways, when it rolls around March 16th, will award you with this automatically onto your account. I'd say this is kind of a free Battle Pass, considering if you're subscribed for the other months, you're literally just not getting this perk or bonus of a Battle Pass, considering one hasn't released. And in the months themselves that don't contain a Battle Pass release, and it's not like we get V-Buck equivalent on top of the V-Bucks 1000 we already get in the Fortnite Crew subscription anyways. And even if you're not subscribed to this or buying it for 950 V-Bucks, or even have a chance of getting it gifted off another player, don't worry, considering 20% of every Battle Pass, believe it or not, in terms of all the rewards contained within it, are 100% free. As you can see on screen right now, here is the example of all the free rewards within the Chapter 2 Season 5 Battle Pass. There's actually 21 here, so I kinda lied when I said 20%, it's 21% in this case, and obviously this is spread evenly between levels 1 and 100, so you'll still need to grind, but it's technically free, in terms of money anyways, not the time you put into the game, as there will be a grind to get to level 100 or near there to unlock the last free reward. And whilst we're on the topic now of free rewards, but in Season 6 when it releases, as you guys know, we went over this article or piece of news that poured out from Fortnite, Epic Games and Donald Mustard, stating that they're working on a mini comic book series, which basically describes on the sidelines how Batman entered the Fortnite universe in Chapter 2 and lost his memories, just like Thor describes in the Season 4 Battle Pass trailer. Well, believe it or not, for collecting these published issues, these real life things, there will be codes inside each of them, all 6 issues, which will not only give us a free reward for each one of those being right now the Rebirth Harley Quinn skin. Yes, this is its own skin, it's not a selectable style for the other, granting us automatically the normal Harley Quinn skin but this style too. From redeeming all 6 of these free rewards within each issue anyways, we'll get an additional subtotal reward being Armored Batman Zero as a skin. And again, yes, this won't be a style for the already included Batman skin that has a selectable style already. It will be its very own skin, and here's a concept right now of what people believe this to look like before it releases. However, obviously this is just a concept. And despite this being very convenient for the Fortnite universe, as the 0 point is destabilizing now, obviously ready to explode or getting ready more so by the day, with it pulsating more frequently as we draw close to the release of Season 6, basically also confirming that it's either going to be exploding or something's going to be happening with it that ultimately shakes up the Fortnite universe of Chapter 2. It may be just coincidence or highly likely not that this Fortnite Batman 0 point story has now just been introduced or been known to us, the Fortnite community. Initially, upon people hearing this, considering we've already had the Marvel-based season entirely with it literally filling the battle pass full of outfits that we know and love from the Marvel universe, so many people were thinking, hey, we're getting a DC-themed complete season like we saw for Chapter 2 Season 4, which would also kind of make sense considering this 6-issue miniseries debuts in print and digitally on April 20th, 2021, which is way after the release of Season 6. And despite the best efforts of Epic Games trying to play this off as if it's just something happening on the sidelines, data miners or people around the community were able to dig further into all of these articles and find this: how 0 point being the name of this comic book or mini-issue or whatever you want to call it connects to the game. Even though 0 point is a story being told primarily in comic book form, meaning it's not completely in comic book form, players shouldn't assume that means these events won't be reflected in the game itself. On the surface, 0 point will be adding new Batman-themed cosmetics and items into the game, with each print, as we previously mentioned, of the issues including a DLC code, but beyond that, the events of the comic will be reflected in the world of Fortnite as the story plays out, meaning it's directly involved with the lore, storyline, or canon to it, or whatever you want to call it. And despite this telling us DC will be a big part of the next season, it doesn't directly confirm it's going to be the primary theme of the Battle Pass or ultimately its starting route. And with that said, data miners have come out too stating this doesn't confirm that Season 6 will be completely DC themed, and even if you're sick of collabs, believe it or not, this could be a good thing considering some information about the Batman comics right here. The timeline in which the comics will be released is concurrent with the events happening on the island at that time, which basically means there will always be something happening on the island but reflected in the comics, perhaps even teased in them comic books first. And for those who remember what I mentioned at the start of the video, it may be a Fortnite x Marvel and DC based season. This still could be the case, and here's why. And believe it or not, this ties into a bunch of leaks which also should be upcoming with the next seasonal update in terms of things being added, as Hypex tweeted out some highlights of Season 5 leaks that didn't come out yet. The gas flopper fish, which is set to look like this supposedly, the Family Guy collab, which again we found a backbling for in the files, and even textures of the chicken fight once opening this backbling, weapon attachment / abilities, as we had a weapons modification leak a while ago, and my designer for thumbnails actually managed to create this in terms of what that could look like in game. Cars, mounted guns and tires customization, meaning yes, we may be able to create our very own vehicle, and obviously upon entering one in game it equips all of these attachments automatically. Selling loot to NPCs, kind of like we can sell things to the NPCs in Minecraft and get things in return. NPC code names of these guys, these 3 characters anyways, including female Midas, meaning not only are NPCs here to stay and we can visit all of them or find all of them around the island, and that gold will be a staying currency. And considering these NPCs like Bunker Jonesy are teasing the direction of the storyline, particularly indicating that the Polar Peak Monster or the Devourer could be returning at some point, Hypex also linked a paste bin of upcoming dialogue for these particular NPCs and named them of what they'll be saying. The first one being Ragnarok stating, "Strange, you look just like him." Second, Bunker Jonesy, "Hey, don't look at me, I don't know how he got here either." And then Condor, "Keep your head down and your eyes sharp, Huntress." The first two are the most interesting here that we're going to be kind of referring to now, tying in with our Ant-Man themed storyline base, as despite so we initially thought these 2 things here, like "Hey, don't look at me, I don't know how he got here either," and Ragnarok's speech was referring to the Polar Peak Monster, maybe, just maybe it could be Ant-Man, as Fortnite now are trying to portray the fact that Ant-Man's been tiny on the island for quite some time, and his suit, because of the storm, has left him at this tiny minuscule size. And without this text in the game right now, we don't know what skin we maybe need to be wearing approaching these characters to make them trigger this particular dialogue, but based off what I'm about to mention now, so make sure you're not going anywhere, it could be Ant-Man, as it seems he is linked into the storyline in a kind of important way. Fortnite tweeted out initially a few hours ago, Ant-Man was supposed to get here hours ago. According to Captain America's last communication with him, the storm was causing some interference with his suit. He's worried that Ant-Man is stuck ant-sized somewhere and unable to change back. And despite this just being something fun that Fortnite could have tweeted out to basically compliment the arrival of Ant-Man or promote the skin furthermore, or remind people that it's in the item shop so it's available to buy, like with the Fox Clan tweets that I'm guessing we're going to be hearing a lot more about Fox Clan in Season 6, they followed up with this so far huge string of tweets basically relating to Ant-Man, what he should be doing on the Fortnite island, and hopefully his whereabouts, or if he'll be able to change back to normal size. And speaking of his size, considering there's such a forefront factor of this put out there or teased by Epic Games, being small at the moment, could this mean that in-game now when we go over to Bunker Jonesy, when he states, "Hey, I thought you'd be bigger," he's referring subliminally to Ant-Man? And if so, when this story is concluded or when Fortnite have put out all the tweets, could this also mean that when the 0 point is destabilized enough, Ant-Man may regain his ability to actually change between sizes, goes completely massive, and actually saves the 0 point from exploding or puts it back where it originally belonged? After all, when the 0 point is destabilized above the Earth's surface, there's always something gigantic involved with controlling it or ultimately making something happen, whether it's the Polar Peak monster and the Mecha Robot, Galactus, or now even potentially Ant-Man. And considering for the first time ever Fortnite have promoted a skin so much, even in both trailers, not just the Battle Pass one, but this skin hasn't come to the game this season at all, nor in the Battle Pass, could that mean that Agent John Jones is the Tier 1 or Tier 100 skin in Chapter 2 Season 6's Battle Pass? I also guess we're yet to know, and we'll have to wait until that time rolls around. An interesting thought though for the end of this season, considering it's confirmed we're not going to be seeing a live event in-game happening, or so we think anyways. Could we be seeing an event that's only mentioned last second, ending off the season and directly leading into downtime, kinda like we saw with Galactus but on a smaller scale? As because I showed at the start of the video, this season is set to end in 7 days, but it doesn't start for another 8 days, meaning in that 12-hour period of where there's nothing going on, this could be downtime from something happening to end off Chapter 2 Season 5. And with that being all for today's video, make sure you subscribe for when that thing happens, if it does leading into the next season, or just make sure you subscribed overall. Whilst you're at it, turn on all notifications, and if you want to save this video for later, if you want to keep referring back to it or enjoyed it, slap a like in it down below. And if you want to stay in the know of everything Chapter 2 Season 6, click on one of these videos on screen right now if you haven't watched them already, as they're full of interesting information, theories, and honestly everything you need to know regarding what's upcoming.